Hey guys, it's Tricky Nick here. It's time for one more spooky season video, and this one is gonna be huge. Since I'm streaming some Luigi's Mansion 3 on Halloween, I thought I would get you all in the mood for it. Luigi's Mansion 3 features a vast variety of different hotel floors, from an ocean to a desert. On each of these floors, we are faced with a spooky villain that we must defeat. But some of these guys don't make Luigi quiver in fear quite as much as the others. So, in today's video, I'm going to rank every Luigi's Mansion 3 boss ghost. These ghosts will be ranked on how fun they are to fight. And before you ask, no, Boolossus will not be on the list, because it's simply a King Boo clone. If you guys go on to enjoy the video, be sure to like and subscribe, because a lot of you guys aren't actually subscribed. Anyways, let's get into it. Shambria. More like Sham. Bruh. This maid is the most annoying ghost you fight. Not only does she steal poor Luigi's luggage, but she also travels through 4 different rooms, forcing us to fight her in every single room. As for the fight itself, it's very simplistic. In fact, the suitcase she stole from us makes it much easier for us to just slam her into the ground relentlessly. Now, you may be asking yourself, what does this feeble ghost try to do to stop us? She just tries to make us sneeze. No, I'm not kidding. That's literally it. Steward. Steward is the first fight of the game, and he is a bellhop receptionist at the hotel. When we fight him in the basement though, he is not nearly as friendly as he was at the front desk. Steward retaliates by throwing luggage and suitcases at us. While this would seem like a dangerous attack, the poor guy is too lanky to pick them up easily, so you end up being able to suck him up before he gets a chance to attack you. But since Steward is far less annoying than Shambria, he gets to stay above last place. Cruller. Cruller is an overweight mall cop that resides in the hotel shops. Much like Steward, he isn't very strong, and he's scared pretty easily. That being said, we are forced to fight Cruller with Luigi, who is essentially a weaker version of Luigi. For those of you who don't know, Luigi cannot be hit with water, so when Cruller whips out his water gun, it can get you a bit tense. On top of that, this is the first boss ghost we face that can't just be flashed immediately. In order to stun him, we must suck his glasses away from him and then slam him around. This fight is more complex than the ones before it, and you can start to see that the game is beginning to pick up in difficulty. That being said, it's still pretty easy to defeat Cruller. Clem. This hillbilly looking ghost resides in the boiler works of the hotel. I won't lie, the concept of this fight was really cool. Luigi and Clem are thrown onto rafts together, and Luigi must cause Clem to spin around in circles. From there, we pick up Clem in his raft and throw him into the spikes, popping his raft. This sounds pretty fun, right? Well, unfortunately, there is a huge problem with this fight. These stupid rafts are so difficult to control, which often leaves me hitting spikes and getting myself killed. This really ruins the fight for me, but the concept was still a very nice one. Chef Soulflay. As the name implies, Chef Soulflay is a chef worker who works on the mezzanine floor of the hotel, and his fight is pretty fun. In order to stop him from striking us with his spinning frying pan, we have to pick up food scattered about the kitchen and launch it at him. From there, we have to suck his frying pan away from him and then take him down. This fight was really cool, but since it's so early into the game, it wasn't expanded upon very much. This made the fight very rudimentary, but still pretty enjoyable. DJ Phantasmagoria. For a fight that's almost at the very end of the game, DJ Phantasmagoria is pretty underwhelming. Sure, the dancing ghosts are cool, but that's not really part of her actual fight. DJ Phantasmagoria looks pretty snazzy with that afro, but her fight isn't very interesting. She just kind of throws discs around at us, and after a few cycles of this, she's sucked into our poltergust. While her moveset is pretty difficult to adjust to at first, it really doesn't change, so once you get it down, the fight becomes extremely easy. Morty. While I love the reference to Godzilla, this fight was pretty easy. Instead of fighting Morty himself, we essentially just fight a normal ghost in a Godzilla suit to help Morty with his movie. Despite how easy this fight is, it's so amazing to be part of this film set. I mean, it's a giant Luigi versus Godzilla. Who wouldn't want to see that epic showdown? Johnny Deepend. This absolute Chad of a ghost sits in the pool room of the fitness center floor. When we encounter him, he chucks some volleyballs at us at high speeds, which are pretty difficult to avoid. In order to weaken Johnny, we have to empty all the water out of the pool. But to do that, we have to use Luigi, which is hard because, well, we're surrounded by water. After we do that though, this big muscly ghost is only 60 health, so it's an easy takedown. This fight has no major problems, and it's really fun. If I had to complain, I would say that he's too weak after the pool is drained, but that's not really a huge issue, as we've already gone through most of the fight by then. Dr. Potter. This guy doesn't really fight us himself, he more so relies on an evil Venus flytrap that grows in the garden suites. In this fight, we use a new tool in the form of the buzzsaw. With this buzzsaw, we can slice and dice this Venus flytrap, leaving Dr. Potter vulnerable to our attacks. Then we can suck him up and bid him farewell. This fight was really fun to utilize the buzzsaw in, but there isn't much else to the fight other than getting to use this super fun item. Nikki, Lindsay, and Ginny. Nikki, Lindsay, and Ginny make me feel like I'm genuinely a part of the magic show. The three magicians hop into a hat and begin launching cards at Luigi. When they get closer, Luigi has to burst the hats over and pull one of the magicians out. But if he misses, he will be hit with a card. Once one magician is gone though, if Luigi chooses the wrong hat, a bomb will hurt him. When we're down to the last ghost though, the lights will go out while the hats shuffle around, making it extremely hard to tell which hat has a ghost in it. This fight is unforgiving, and the first time I tried this battle, I won with only 20 HP remaining. That being said, not much changes about their attack patterns, so it's mostly just hoping you don't get blown up. Helen Gravely. As much as it pains me to put her this low, I have a good reason. The fight has us swapping between Luigi and Luigi, both in different rooms. Luigi is in a room with Helen Gravely, and there are 4 laser pointers that spin about the room. Luigi has to dodge these lasers when they spin around the room. At the same time we're trying to do this, Luigi is on the bottom floor. This floor is filled with puzzles that deactivate each laser one at a time. If we take too long trying to figure out how to deactivate the laser, Luigi will be flooded out. If we are able to deactivate the lasers though, we can then attack Helen Gravely. This fight is really intense, as we're trying to control both characters at once while dodging attacks from Helen Gravely. But the reason why I ranked it so low is that it just feels like another puzzle. Throughout this game, we are faced with many puzzles to solve, and this fight feels exactly like those puzzles with a little bit of extra movement involved. This lack of originality in one of the most important fights in the game really brings it down, so that's why it's ranked relatively low. King McFright. Getting to joust in Luigi's mansion was something I never thought I would see. In this fight, we get chased around by King McFright on a horse and shot at by flaming arrows. The more we destroy his armor, the faster he attacks us. Once Luigi is able to destroy all the king's armor, he can only spin around aimlessly with his puny little sword and shield. By then, Luigi can suck him up and add him to the trophy collection. This fight has multiple fun phases, and I really love the medieval theme of it. I almost considered putting Helen Gravely above him, but I just really prefer the concept of jousting over more bland puzzle solving. King Boo. This fight was such an intense ending to the game. King Boo has captured all of our friends, and he even has a giant painting that will capture the entire hotel if we don't beat him fast enough. In order to finally end Luigi's ghostly adventure, we have to dodge lightning, lava, bombs, and even tongues. Once we're able to stun King Boo with a bomb, Luigi and Luigi must grab his tongue and slam him around to deal some damage. Repeat this process 3 times, and King Boo is no more. While extremely fun, this fight had a slight issue that brought it down. Typically, the boss fights in Luigi's Mansion have different phases. The only thing that really happens in this fight is there are more and more of the same obstacles thrown at you. This doesn't affect the fight too heavily though, as the timer still makes it really intense and super fun. Amadeus Wolfgeist. This is the point where my ranking got really hard, as all of these are near perfect boss battles. These were really difficult choices, but I decided Amadeus Wolfgeist would get 4th. This musician ghost is found playing the piano. When Luigi starts bothering him, he sends out some of his ballerina ghosts to try to stop us. If we defeat these ghosts, Amadeus becomes infuriated and begins to attack us himself. This has us avoiding chairs, taking down more masked ballerinas, and even evading a possessed piano. In order to finish off Amadeus, we must throw a bomb into his piano and yank it off the stage. Once the piano has been slammed into oblivion, we can finally take down Amadeus Wolfgeist. This battle was epic and one of the most difficult in the game. The final phase is very similar to how we defeat King Boo, but nonetheless it was an amazing fight. Surpsi. If I were to be biased, this fight might have won simply because I love ancient Egypt, and well, this fight literally takes place in front of a pyramid. But even if I didn't already love ancient Egypt, this fight would have made me love it anyways. In this fight, Surpsi creates a huge mound of sand to keep herself protected. If Luigi gets close, she will send out some snakes to attack him. She can also burrow under the sand and try to slam down on us from above. Once we expose her, she sends out cobras that circle her and shoot arrows. If Luigi is able to survive all this, he can take down Surpsi. This fight had the perfect setting for what it was. The cool, calming desert sky, the pyramid in the background, it's just so pleasing. The fight itself was really creative as well, and I was surprised how much Nintendo was able to do with nothing but sand. Captain Fishhook. This pirate shark ghost thing starts the boss fight out with a bang, possessing a pirate ship and trying to eat Luigi. While this is going on, we even have bombs being thrown at us too. This is the first time bombs in a boss fight actually makes sense, as the music room and the roof of the hotel didn't really make sense to have bombs on them. But anyways, if we can make Captain Fishhook eat these bombs, he will come out of the ship and start swinging at us. If we avoid this, his hook gets stuck in the ship and we have a chance to attack. This makes him pretty unhappy, so he tries to throw us into his mouth by possessing the ship and tilting it upwards. I just remember so vividly Luigi dangling above the mouth of the ship. It was so cool. This fight was incredible, especially since we weren't just fighting a shark, but we were also fighting a literal pirate ship. It almost reminds me of that movie Monster House. Ugh. While it may be a stupid name, his fight is anything but that. We enter the Unnatural History Museum and see a huge T-Rex skeleton. Every time the lightning flashes, the T-Rex moves. Oh yeah, baby, you already know what's about to go down. To stop this gargantuan being, we have to let him eat poor Luigi, which is pretty funny to watch, and it's also a really unique use of Luigi. This makes the T-Rex mouth get stuck, which allows us to shoot an egg at its ribs. Then, the skeleton decides, hey, I think this pull is pretty overrated, and breaks off to attack us. These attacks include stomps, bites, and even tail swipes. But even after we destroy the fossil, we realize that the reason it was so aggressive is that a caveman named Ugg was just chilling in its stomach. Similar to Captain Fishhook, when Ugg slams his club down, we have to stun him. Then we can suck this big boy into his second demise. This fight got the winning edge barely, by incorporating the elements of the room into the battle flawlessly. Not to mention the giant T-Rex skeleton. This fight was just so creative, fun, and difficult all in one. It was so perfect that I actually had to take a minute to process what just happened. So for that, Ugg is the best boss in Luigi's Mansion 3. Well, that's every boss in Luigi's Mansion 3 ranked. Let me know what you guys thought of my picks in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.
These are pretty cool bananas.